Hi, welcome back to Heart and Soul Homes. My name is Monica. In today's video, we are decorating in my family room. Now, I want to put out here, you're not going to see the final, the final look, because I want you to be able to come back and just enjoy my home tour when it's all complete. But my goal for today was to kind of touch on some areas that can be difficult. Maybe the best way, how to get the best out of your tree. I do a garland on my mantle every year, and kind of tips and tricks that I have in those areas that can help you in your home. You're gonna see a lot and you're gonna get the feel, but I want you to know that I want you to be, just enjoy and be excited to see the home tour and just how everything actually ends up being, because I take some time to tweak and all that kind of stuff. So anyhow, I want to go ahead and get started. I want to show you kind of my steps of how I do this. Now, if you don't have very much decor, you're not going to need to do this, but for me, I have quite a bit, and I like to get things organized before I start. So let me show you this first. So right here you can see I've got everything sorted and organized for the tree. I've got all of the family ornaments, that's what goes on here. I've got any kind of garland I use. I'm gonna put my picks in first, and then I'm gonna decide if I use ribbon or not this year. It's kind of backwards, but I have everything, all of my strips of ribbon that I would use if I do, lined up ready to go. So all the ornaments, and then over here I've got all my picks, the tree skirt, the tree topper, but all of my picks that I use is ready to go, so I can just go into the tree and just start doing it. The tree has not been fluffed yet, but so we'll talk about that, but that's all separated and ready to go. Then I've got all my signs and stuff like that that I had wrapped up. I unwrapped them so I could just go to it. I'm kind of got a lot of ideas for my mantle with just trees and the garland and the big Santa picture and stuff. So I've got all my little miscellaneous trees that I can use. This is kind of a lot of what I use inside the TV cabinet here. So I've got that ready. Everything I plan to use on the mantle and on the hearth here. All my garland is separated, has the tags off of it. All the supplies that I'm going to use for that is there. So that's helpful. I've got all my stockings ready to go. And we've got our newest little one here today. And then I opened everything up. I couldn't find the exact thing, which, it still goes. But then I realized his name is in red, everybody else is in green. Oh well, like it matters. But anyhow, we got all of our stockings. I've got stuff I'm going to use up above here, ready to go. The trees, the rug that will replace this one, and then just stuff for around, like up on shelves, going slowly, all up here and around. So this is all stuff that's just ready for me to use. It helps me a lot so that I don't feel like overwhelmed having to go room to room. So that's a great tip. If you've got, a lot, a medium amount, or, whatever, it just is helpful to have all this stuff sorted and ready to go. So we're going to start. I think I'm going to start with the mantle first, and then move to the tree.
Something's tugging at my sleeve. I do believe it's
Okay, so my supplies for doing my mantle. Now that would include the garland, and then all the stockings that hang up are command strips, okay? I have every single different type. I buy extra every year of the, all different sizes. I've got these little ones that I use primarily for the garland, but I might take it up for a little bit bigger so it grabs it. And you don't have to like just have your garland sitting up there or falling down or trying to tape it, that kind of stuff. Command strips are your best friend. So I've got those. And then these are great. These are, they're like, what are they called? Pipe cleaners, okay? Except they look like pine, okay? So when you're wrapping, maybe with your command, you're wrapping your garland to it, it doesn't look like bright green or white or red or anything like that. I do have, let me show you. I do have pipe cleaners as well. And you see you got red, white, and green. The green, you can see, that's quite a difference in greens. You know what I mean? So this is gonna be hidden so much easier. So I'm gonna use this type of stuff first for the mantle and then probably up high as well. Or wherever I see that it's gonna be eye level to where you're gonna notice it, I will use this type. So that's a tip for you for your garlands. Command hooks, and I'll be able to show you kind of how I, go in there and hook it so it's easier, you know what I mean, to hang a garland. Especially, another tip I like to do is now this year I bought my garland at Kirkland because I loved the pine looking garland. I absolutely just adored it. But for a budget idea, buy a cheap garland. Just a cheap garland. Buy some twinkle lights or, regular lights. Buy two cheap garlands even. Kind of wrap them together to make it a big statement. And then just throw in some picks. Let me show you. So I have some here. Throw in some of these picks. You know what I mean? Or like berry ones, or I've got some bells that I'm gonna use. Just stick that in throughout your garland. It's gonna look like a $150 strand of garland, and it's much, much cheaper. So don't get caught up on the most expensive garland you can find with all the pretty things on it. Just adorn it yourself. That way you can change it out every year as well. You're not stuck to, all gold, like say balls. They have the picks that have the colored ornaments or berries or twigs, whatever it is. You don't have to be stuck with a color theme, and it's much inexpensive. You just switch these out. Put this somewhere else next year and use the new ones. Much, much better. So those are two tricks, and then I'll show you as I'm putting up the garland. I'm gonna put my command strips up first because I need to add some. I've lost some over the years because I use this for garland for Easter, all the time. I've even done, fall or Thanksgiving garlands and stuff, or like for a party or something like that, because my fireplace is always a big focal point, no matter what holiday. Or season. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my command strips up. I'm gonna show you how that looks, and then I'll show you how easy it is to just hook those garlands into it. All right, let's do this.
Believe it's Christmas. It's cold outside, but I'm warm within, 'cause Christmas time is here.
I've got these command strips all along up here. And what that does is it just helps hook up, that garland right in there. And they go all the way around the other side. So that's gonna make a big difference when I am hooking the garland up there, and for it to stay and just stay in place.
Playing in the snow, a merry game they play, chasing each other to and fro, laughing all the way.
So it's also really important to kind of stand back. Do I have things even? Now it's not going to be even per se right now because I have to, I have to get the big Santa up here. I've got to put my picks in and that kind of stuff. At that point is when I'll do a lot more, like I really like how this is coming down, how this is coming down and through there. But I got to kind of play with it to be able to see how this is all going to work. So I'm going to get my Santa picture up, my main focal points. I'm going to get my stockings up, and then I'm going to work with picks. Well, actually, I'm going to get the Santa picture up, and then I'm going to do my picks. And that should tell me how we're looking, and then I'll come and do all of the stockings. So let's do the picks first. And I try to always, when I'm purchasing a pick for something like this, I try to, now yes, there's three sections, but I want to have things even, okay? So with this, I bought 6, so I can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 within the within the sections. So that's not kind of something to think about. Make sure you do it in even. If it's a small section, you might do it in 3s. But a large section like this, I wanted it to kind of equal out its impact. The good thing about these picks, you can really fan them out to make them look a lot fuller. So make sure you look at that as well. So I will have 2 at this end. I'm going to fan them out. Make sure we got the good sides and all that kind of stuff. So I will start by just sticking one in right there and taking it right here. Now, to decide if I need to tie them in, we'll see, okay? We'll see with how everything, when I get everything, if I need to tie them because I'm afraid they're going to fall over, then that's what I'm going to be able to see.
To have the whole family for a few days of love and grace. But when Christmas has gone, it'll be another year. When Christmas has gone, it actually was on a Christmas day. You came my way that once upon a long ago. The Bethlehem star must have shown the way that led you to me. Now from our love and a little help from above, we've raised our little clan like it's part of a master plan. Still, when Christmas has gone, it'll be another year. When Christmas has gone.
So you can kind of see here, I've got my touch of red up here. I've got my snowy, little out, and then the little bells, that's a pick. You can manipulate it however you need. I love the red with the bells. I love how some of it's coming down. I will work with this little area. I want a little bit more down. But then the Santa picture, it's a staple every year. Santa comes out and it's just a staple. Now what I'm going to do though is I'm going to do the all of the stockings. And this I measure out as best as I can, and I hang them kind of low, and I just use command strips. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I mean, I think you all know, you know, command strips and whatnot. I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so they are all up. It's so fun. I know it's overwhelming and it's a lot to a lot of people, and I totally respect that and understand that. I just show you how I do things, but I just love the personalization. I love sitting on the couch at night and just looking at all the names and the love and the just, I don't know, there's something about it that I just absolutely love. So we've got that up. We've got our main pieces up. Now this is where, you know, I get kind of like, okay, so what am I gonna do? And I'd like to go ahead and just do like trees and that kind of stuff, and just all different types, and just, I've got a piece of art that's coming right here that's green with trees, and then I've got one on the other side I'll show you that just came today from Target. The one I'm waiting for is from Walmart, and the other one is from Target. It just came today. And you know, I have so much red with this, the Santa Claus. Up here we'll have a Santa Claus. I'm gonna pull this up, and I have a red, it kind of looks like Santa's suit for a rug. So I really want to bring some of that green and the foresty. So I'm thinking trees up here because of the, you know, that, and then I'm going to be doing trees up here. So I'm going to just kind of start playing around with some trees and see how that all looks, and then we'll move to the actual Christmas tree. One thing I wanted to say too is, you know, over the years, I think when I first started doing this, they only had the white ones. But, and as you can see, I mean, it's not terribly noticeable, but I ran out of the clear command actual strips. But see how much nicer? So I went ahead and did the facing all clear, so you know what I mean, that was your first focal. But you know, also remember, if you, like, I don't know if you can see through here a little bit, you can cut those down. So if you have like long ones and you need to cut them in half, you can totally do that. I did that with the white actual sticky. So that's just a little tip with the command. I just think that if you can do clear on a situation like this, it's going to look so much better. But again, it's not a big thing, it's just a detail. And I love details.
To have the whole family here for a few days of love and grace. But when Christmas has gone, it'll be another year.
Okay, so the last thing I did to the mantle is just add some twinkle lights. And these can be changed to just regular lights, or you know, like it just stays on. But I want to see how it goes at nighttime and how I'm liking, if it's bothering me. But I think, you know, twinkle lights is always, you know, something that is going to add so much to any decor. But I've got my trees. Now I don't have the same for each side, but I did the same color. So it's cohesive. You know what I mean? Like all of the garland is the same, all of the twigs are the same, you know, and then the trees. And I just think it, you know, I want the spotlight to be the stockings and the Santa and the garland. And then obviously I decorate down here too. So I have done bright colors up here in past, and I'm just gonna leave it like this, I believe, because I just like the subtleness, and then having the winter, you know, tree picture here I think is going to be nice. So I'm not going to show you the rest of what I do here, but we do have the garland done, and I think it turned out really nice. And you'll have to come back and see what the, down here ends up. Okay, so we've done the mantle. And I showed you tips and tricks, okay, for that. Now let's talk Christmas tree. First of all, if you don't do artificial trees, I'm in Arizona, so you know what I mean, it makes no sense. Those are cut from my home state of Oregon in September and October. They come down here, you know what I mean, we're so dry, and like we're gonna be, I think, around 70 degrees today. So we're not, we're not cold, and we're very dry here. And by the time Christmas comes around, I grew up with real trees in Oregon. I love real trees. I love that smell. It just doesn't make any sense for me, for here. But if you do artificial trees like I do, this is one I got at Costco. It is a 9-foot, and I absolutely love it. But I've got some tricks. One, you've got to always make sure you fluff it. This has not been fluffed yet. It just got put up. It has not been fluffed. If you don't fluff your tree, you're gonna have big holes. You're gonna, you know what I mean? It's not gonna look right. And a second tip I have for you, and this goes for really any tree, is add in some twinkle lights. Now, I don't like my the bulbs that come with the tree to be twinkly all the time. And I always add on some more lights than what it already has. But what I did is I just put around a long deal of battery operated twinkle lights. They have a remote, and they go for, it's the same as what I just put on the mantle, and they'll go where they're just plain white, they'll go to twinkle, then they go to a little brighter twinkle, and I'll adjust that through the remote, no big thing. But what I did is I just swung them around, you know what I mean, to get them up. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is do the fluffing. And when I do the fluffing, I'm gonna push the strands of the twinkle lights more into the base, the middle of the tree, so it's not so flashy like that. It's just gonna give a little bit of an ambiance, just a little bit of a flashing, beautiful, just a little addition to your tree, kind of like a frosting, just a little adornment to go with all of the different items I'm going with. That's one of the reasons, I don't know, like I said, I'm gonna play with it. I am gonna put my picks in first. I don't know, I'm kind of tired of the ribbon, if I'm being honest with you. I've done ribbon in a tree every year for so long. I'm kind of feeling like I'm over it a little bit, or just want to take a break, but I don't know how the tree will look without it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my picks and then kind of see where I'm at and kind of gauge it by what that looks like. And then when it's time to put the ornaments on, I'll have a better idea of how that's gonna all look. So what I'm gonna do is just kind of set you up and see how I kind of fluff out and make sure everything is looking level, and I'm pushing those twinkle lights in to the base of the tree so that it's not so flashy, okay? So I'm just gonna put you, set you up and show you how I do it.
What a jolly time to have the whole family here for a few days of love and grace. But when Christmas has gone, it'll be another year. Oh, when Christmas has gone, it'll be another Merry Christmas.
Okay, so we've got the tree with all of the picks and big pieces and everything, and the lights pushed in. And I don't have my ornaments on. But I feel like I'm kind of missing the ribbon. So let me put a couple pieces in and see what we think. Okay, I kind of think it needs it. So what I do is I pick, let me show you. I cut down to pieces, small pieces, so that I can, you know, easily kind of weave them in instead of a big, long piece of ribbon. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to stick these in, and I'm going to show you how it turns out. Okay, so now I've got the ribbon in, and I think that, you know, I was getting tired of it, but I think it just, you know, really made, you know, just fills in the tree. So all that's left is to put all the family ornaments on, and I'm going to do that off camera so that you can have some surprises when you come back for the home tour. So I'm just giving you kind of some different looks here. Need to, you know, maybe fix up some of the ribbon a little bit, but as I do the ornaments, I will definitely hit those areas. Well, I hope that I gave you some good ideas and some tips and tricks that will help you with your Christmas decorating and your trees, garland, and I so hope you will come back. And I'm gonna have one more video like this, kind of showing us working on our themed Whoville and the Grinch area in my home. So that will be the next video, and then at the end it will be just a home tour, so you see everything. We want to keep some, you know, excitement for the home tour and be able to see how it all came together, but I want to give some tips as I go along and how I figure out themes and all that kind of stuff. So today I just wanted to share some tips with my tree and with my garland, and I sure hope it helped, and I hope you guys have a magical Christmas season because it is like no other. So thank you, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for taking time to watch this video. Please make sure you give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and share it out. It helps my channel so much. And it just tells me that you're really enjoying the content. So thank you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.